Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. There's never a normal day at Manchester United. Certainly, we are in not our best moment as a football club, but the things going on behind the scenes certainly do cause distractions. Dan Ashworth has left his role as sporting director of Man United, or you could say he was sacked, whichever way you want to look at it. I feel that he was kind of sacked, in my opinion. And Marcus Rashford is and has been put up for sale, not just in January, but also at the end of the season for the summer transfer window. And of course, we play Viktoria Plzen in the Europa League away, and that certainly is a must win game. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like, get involved in the comment section. Let's get into the video today. So Dan Ashworth certainly, in my opinion, was sacked by Sir John Ratcliffe and Ineos, and I think it was more or less a clash of egos. He was very much an advocate for Erik ten Hag, especially after he won the FA Cup, and he certainly was involved in the signings that we made before the season started. Sorry. Now, of course, Dan Ashworth certainly had very good pedigree with what he did with England and, of course, at Newcastle. But at United, there certainly was a clash of egos. Jason Wilcox, already being a sporting director at Southampton, certainly could fulfill that role quite comfortably. And Omar Barada might have come from a financial background at Manchester City, but certainly knows his way around the football department of a football club, especially a club that is successful, i.e., City, even though the charges have been put there. But nevertheless, the two of them are capable of fulfilling that role, and it has been reported that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was quite irritated with Dan Ashworth, who decided to keep Erik ten Hag as the manager when the season started. He also was not very much a fan of the fact that Ruben Amorim was going to be the new Man United head coach because he wanted Gareth Southgate or Graham Potter to come in and take over as Manchester United head coach. And that in itself is a problem to me because neither Graham Potter or Gareth Southgate are good enough to be Manchester United head coach. And that in itself is a sackable offense. So for me, a good decision was made by getting rid of Dan Ashworth because he certainly did not and does not have the mentality that it takes to be at the elite level that Manchester United needs to be. The other news that came out, it was reported that by Ben Jacobs, Florian Plettenberg, that Marcus Rashford will be seen as a sellable asset. Now, in January, if a top offer comes from another club, the offer will be considered by Man United. And when the season is done, in the summer transfer window for the new season, Marcus Rashford will be seen as an asset that can be sold. Now, in my opinion, he hasn't been in his best of form since that season where he had 30 goals and assists, and he certainly that was a world-class season, but he hasn't reached those heights again and doesn't look like the player that he can be or used to be. He certainly has lost a bit of pace. His mentality is not great. You could see the way he plays on the pitch. It looks like he doesn't want to be here, and it all depends on what offer comes in for him because we, in my opinion, should be cashing in on Marcus Rashford because he doesn't fit Amorim's system. And of course, there will be time for him to try and grow into it and be part of Amorim's system and the squad. And two, he certainly doesn't look like a player that is ambitious or wants to win anything the way it seems, and it doesn't help the team's mentality. So he is up for sale. So let's see what happens in that particular regard. Let's move on to the Europa League game, being Viktoria Plzen. Now, of course, they are second in the Czech League and they are from the Czech Republic. They are playing 13th in the Europa League, one place below us, but we have the same level of points with 9. We both only won 2 games and we drew 3 games, and our statistics are exactly the same. It is just our goal difference that is keeping us above them. But we need to be winning this game and the last 2 games of our Europa League phase campaign in order to be in the top 8 and qualify for the knockout rounds. Now we are playing away from home, and Viktoria Plzen certainly will have confidence. Their fans will know that United is coming to town and will definitely be up for it. The players will raise their games, their energy levels, their mentalities, and if we do not do it, it could be just like Nottingham Forest and we get another loss. Now, we do have Manchester City on the weekend, and this game does provide Ruben Amorim with rotation options. But again, we do need to win the game, so we need to put out a strong team. For me, that team should be Onana in goal, Martinez at left centre back, of course, being our best left-footed centre back and should continue to play there. regardless of the mistake that he made over the weekend against Nottingham Forest, he is still an elite defender in my opinion. Matthias de Ligt at centre back, continuing there in his solid performances, and Mazraoui at right centre back certainly is a position that he has excelled in. Ahmad at right wing back, I think would continue there and continue to be a constant feature there. Maybe Malasia might start at left wing back, but I would continue to put the low there simply because of what he offers us in between the lines when we are trying to make plays to try and create goal scoring opportunities. In midfield, Ugarte and Mainu played over the weekend, but I would like to see Casemiro start this game with Mainu in midfield, and that certainly will give Ugarte a bit of a rest ahead of a massive game against Manchester City over the weekend, where I think Casemiro and Ugarte should be the two players being the defensive duo in midfield over the weekend. The front three, Xerxes starting up front in my opinion, Rashford as one of the 10s, and Bruno as one of the other 10s, so that Rashford and Xerxes can rotate. We know Xerxes can drop deep and play as a 9.5. We know he can play as a number 10 in the system of Ruben Amorim, and we know that Rashford likes to run in behind, stretch defenses, and play on the last man and be that finisher of the moves that we try and create. So that needs to be the team, in my opinion, that I think Ruben Amorim should go with, and I do believe that we should be winning this game. It might not be easy. We might have to struggle a bit, like Ruben Amorim said. We will certainly face a bit of a storm. We will have pain and suffering, but we need to get the results. We need to win this game in order to stand a chance of being in the top 8, in order to be part of the automatic teams that go into the knockout round of the Europa League. The Europa League is, in my opinion, our best bet in order to get a position in the Champions League for next season. The top 4 in the Premier League is a bit of a struggle for us and will be tough as the season goes on, especially with what Ruben Amorim is trying to implement and the changes he is trying to make within the team and at the club. So the Europa League must be seen as an opportunity to get Champions League by winning it. But thank you for joining me in today's video. Thank you if you watched the video up until this far. Thank you for those who continue to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate the love and support. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment section what you think of Dan Ashworth leaving, what you think of Marcus Rashford being put up for sale, and of course, what you want to see and who you want to see starting against Viktoria Plzen. Till we see each other again soon, the Red Devils. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.